هر کشوری که وجود دارد به منزله خاک همون کشوری که سفارت متعلقه به اوست.
سلام، امروز 31 فروردین ساعت 5:45 منطقه زربنجان اصفهان، این کوه انرژی هسته‌ای ساعت 5:45 صبح صدا انفجار تیر اومد. هیچ خبری نبود، صدا پدافند دفاعی بود، همین پدافند هوایی. این عزیزان که میبینیم صدا ایشون ها بود و اینجا امنمون هیچ خبری نیست. حداقل توی منطقه که ما هستیم نه جای خورد نه جای آسیب دید، هیچ.
Given Israel and the Iranian attack, it's important, and it's something, of course, we should consider as well among the other considerations that we're going to be discussing. So thank you. אני בא עכשיו מפגישות עם שרי החוץ של בריטניה וגרמניה. אמש שוחחתי עם ראש ממשלת בריטניה רישי סונאק. בקרוב אני גם משוחח עם מנהיגים נוספים. אני מודה לידידינו על תמיכתם בהגנת ישראל, ואני אומר את זה גם תמיכה במילים וגם תמיכה במעשים. יש להם גם כל מיני הצעות ועצות. אני מעריך את זה.
Open source reporting indicates that Israel has launched a counterattack against Iran in response to the unprecedented aerial assault that Iran launched on Israel over the weekend. Reports are coming in, a lot to be clarified, but it does appear that this was a limited strike intended to demonstrate that Israel has the ability to attack inside Iran and hit fairly sensitive targets. Iranian state media has seemed to downplay the attack, saying that a number of small drones have been intercepted by Iranian air defense over Isfahan. That seems to indicate that Iran is seeking to step down off the ledge, minimize the impact of the attack, and perhaps walk back down the escalation ladder from here. It's clearly understood what occurred by decision makers in Iran, and they'll have a choice now of whether they want to continue to advance this conflict upward or sort of return to a lower level of back and forth, which it had previously been engaged in for some time previously. There are a host of targets Israel could have hit in Iran in the vicinity of Isfahan, to include some nuclear research laboratories. The Natanz nuclear facility is nearby, as well as production facilities for drones and other advanced ballistic missile capabilities. They chose this target probably because it was none of those and could demonstrate while Israel reserves the right to strike those more sensitive targets, they weren't going to do that this evening. To use a baseball analogy, I would call this a fastball up and inside to brush the batter back, but not necessarily intended to actually hit the batter tonight. Certainly, public reporting indicates that the president was seeking for Israel to, quote-unquote, take the win, having worked with the United States, Arab partners in the region, as well as European partners, to shoot down 98% of what Iran fired over the weekend, in what appeared to be a resounding success in terms of America's ability to harness its own military might, as well as those of partners in the region and elsewhere, to neutralize Iranian military capabilities. Clearly, there was a belief among Israel's military and leadership establishment that that was insufficient to deter this type of attack from occurring again, and so we saw this strike occur tonight. Primarily, Israel's focus is likely going to return to the remaining 4 Hamas military battalions that are based in Rafah. An operation is not immediately forthcoming, but for Israel to ultimately be able to declare success in dismantling Hamas's military structure that posed the threat that we saw on October 7th, it's unlikely that Israel is going to accept an end to this conflict before they've successfully secured the border between Gaza and Egypt and destroyed those 4 Hamas military battalions. What we saw over the weekend was an unprecedented attack that diverged from Iran's long-held policy of working to confront Israel through proxies and partners. The launching of 300 projectiles, a mix of UAVs, cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, was totally unlike anything that we have seen in the region. It was the largest aerial assault of ballistic missiles in history, and it's safe to say that the Israeli defense establishment believed that they needed to take a more significant action against Iran to address this, such that they are seeking to deter Iran from doing anything like this again. We may learn a lot more by morning, but so far it does seem that Israel took a limited strike, in spite of the fact that they did strike inside of Iran, for the purpose of demonstrating that they can do it, and that Iran should not make a repeat of this weekend's activities.
خدا